Hey, what's up guys? Steve here. And today we're going to take a look at the 25 highest selling vintage baseball cards from the pwcc weekly auction that ended on June 18th. I was happy to see a lot of people enjoyed my last vintage baseball card video, and I'm going to try and make a few of these a month going forward. And we'll kick today's list off at number 25 with this 1959 Topps Roberto Clemente card number 478. This was a PSA 8.5 and it sold for $2,880. This is the first PSA 8.5 of this card to hit the market in 2023, and this price is up compared to the last few comps I found dating back to May of 2021. The highest graded copy of this 1959 Topps Roberto Clemente to ever hit the market is a PSA 9, and the last one sold for $56,400 at a heritage auction back in January. And that price also set the all-time record sell of this card in any grade by any grading company as well. Up next at number 24 is this 1948 Bowman Stan Musial rookie, card number 36. This was an SGC 7 and it sold for $3,360. This rookie does not hit the market very often in an SGC 7, and this price is up from the last one that sold for $2,283 on eBay back in June of 2021. The highest graded copy of this rookie to ever hit the market in an SGC slab is a SGC 9, and the last one sold for $16,200 at an REA auction back in August of 2020. The all-time record sell of this rookie is still held by a pop of one PSA 10, that last sold at a memory lane auction for $360,000 back in May of 2017. Coming in at number 23 is this 1956 Topps Tom Brewer, card number 34. This was a PSA 10 and it sold for $3,480. This is actually only the third ever PSA 10 of this grayback to ever hit the market from what I could find, and this price also sets the all-time record sell of this card in any grade by any grading company. This 1956 Topps grayback Tom Brewer is a pop of only 2 in a PSA 10. Up next at number 22 is this 1955 Topps Sandy Koufax rookie, card number 123. This was an SGC 6, and it sold for $3,480. This price is on the higher end of what an SGC 6 of this rookie has been going for in 2023. The highest graded copy of this 1955 Topps rookie to ever hit the market in an SGC slab is a SGC 9, and the last one sold for $144,000 at a heritage auction back in August of 2022. With no higher graded copies of this rookie ever hit the market from any of the other major grading companies, the all-time record sell of this rookie is still held by a PSA 9 that sold for $396,000 at a heritage auction back in November of 2022. Coming in at number 21 is this 1968 Topps Johnny Bench rookie, card number 247. This was an SGC 8.5 and it sold for $3,720. This is a very strong price and is actually the new record sell of this card in an SGC 8.5. Even the last PSA 8.5 of this rookie sold for $2,551 on eBay back in January. The highest graded copy of this rookie to ever hit the market in an SGC slab is an SGC 10, and the last one sold for only $7,877 on eBay back in October of 2018. Kicking off the top 20 of today's list is this 1977 Topps Dale Murphy rookie, card number 476. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for just short of $4,000. This price is up compared to the last few PSA 10 comps of this rookie I found from 2023, and is actually the highest PSA 10 comp I found since October of last year. Graded 4,335 times by PSA, this rookie is a pop of 63 in a PSA 10. Up next at number 19 is this 1963 Topps Pete Rose rookie, card number 537. This was an SGC 7.5 and it sold for $4,320. This is the first SGC 7.5 of this rookie to hit the market in 2023, and this price lines up with the last 7.5 that sold for $4,440 back in December of last year. The highest graded copy of this rookie to ever hit the market in an SGC slab is a SGC 10, and the last one sold for $270,600 at a golden auction back in May of 2021. Coming in at number 18 is this 1956 Topps Whiteback Ted Williams, card number 5. This was a PSA 8 and it sold for $4,440. This is about what this card has been going for in a PSA 8 dating back to the summer of 2022. The last PSA 9 of this card sold for $32,400 at a heritage auction back in November of last year, while a PSA 10 has not hit the market since January of 2018, where the last one sold for $42,576 at a memory lane auction. Up next at number 17 is this 1939 Play Ball Ted Williams rookie, card number 92. This was an SGC 3.5 and it sold for just over $5,000. This is the first SGC 3.5 to hit the market in 2023, and this price lines up with the majority of comps I found dating back to November of 2020. The highest graded copy of this rookie to ever hit the market in an SGC slab is a SGC 8.5, and the last one sold for $52,800 at a heritage auction back in May of 2021. Up next at number 16 is this 1932 Babe Ruth. This was a PSA 8 and it also sold for $5,040. This price is up from the last PSA 8 of this card that sold for $2,701 on eBay back in April. The highest graded copy of this card to ever hit the market in an SGC slab is a 9, and the last one sold for only $1,440 at an REA auction back in October of 2017. Coming in at number 15 is this 1968 Topps Nolan Ryan rookie, card number 177. This was a PSA 7.5 and it sold for $5,160. This price is up and is the first PSA 7.5 to break $5,000 since September of 2022. A PSA 10 of this rookie has not hit the market since June of 2020, where the last one sold at a golden auction for $600,000. This rookie has now been graded close to 15,000 times by PSA, and that previously mentioned PSA 10 is a pop of only 1. Up next at number 14 is this 1958 Topps Roberto Clemente, card number 52. This was a PSA 8 and it sold for $5,880. This price is within $120 of the last PSA 8 of this card that sold back in April. A PSA 9 of this card has not hit the market since May of 2022, where the last one sold at a memory lane auction for $89,110. And I had to go all the way back to a May of 2015 heritage auction to find the last PSA 10 comp, which sold for $40,630. This card is a pop of 119 in a PSA 8, compared to only 16 in a PSA 9, and a pop of only 2 in a PSA 10. Coming in at number 13 is this 1960 Topps Mickey Mantle, card number 350. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $6,000 even. This price lines up with 3 out of 4 of the other PSA 8 comps I found of this card from 2023. The highest graded copy of this mantle to ever hit the market in a PSA slab is still a PSA 9, and the last one just sold on eBay for $54,000 in late June. This 1960 Topps Mickey Mantle is a pop of 314 in a PSA 8, with only 54 copies graded higher, including a pop of 29 in a PSA 9 for the 29 highest graded copies. Up next at number 12 is this 1933 Goudey Babe Ruth, card number 53. This was a PSA 1, and it also sold for $6,000 even. This price is within $500 of the majority of 2023 PSA 1 comps I found for this card. The highest graded copy of this Babe Ruth to ever hit the market still holds the all-time record sell of this card, as a PSA 9 sold for $4,212,000 at a memory lane auction back in the summer of 2021. This 1933 Goudey Babe Ruth is a pop of 264 in a PSA 1, and that previously mentioned PSA 9 is a pop of only 1 for the highest graded copy in a PSA slab. Coming in at number 11 is this 1957 Topps Brooks Robinson rookie, card number 328. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $6,300. This price is up, and I believe this is actually the new record sell of this rookie in a PSA 8, looking through comps dating back to 2006. The last PSA 9 of this rookie sold for $29,724 at a memory lane auction back in May, while a PSA 10 has not hit the market since 2012, where the last one sold for $47,251 at an SCP auction. This 1957 Topps rookie is a pop of 336 in a PSA 8, 35 in a PSA 9, and that previously mentioned PSA 10 is only a pop of 1. Kicking off the top 10 of today's list is this 1953 Topps Mickey Mantle, card number 82. This was a PSA 4.5, and it also sold for $6,300. This price is up roughly $600 from what a PSA 4.5 of this card has been going for dating back to late 2022. The highest graded copy of this mantle to ever hit the market is a PSA 9, and the last one sold for $396,000 at a heritage auction back in July of 2019. While a PSA 9 of this card is a pop of 10, the population reports are showing 2 copies graded higher in a PSA 10, but I have never been able to find a comp for a pop of 2 PSA 10 for this 1953 Topps Mickey Mantle. Up next at number 9 is this 1954 Topps Hank Aaron rookie, card number 128. This was a PSA 5, and it sold for $6,600. This price is on the higher end of what a PSA 5 of this rookie has been going for in 2023. A PSA 10 of this rookie has not hit the market since May of 2012, where the last one sold for just short of $358,000 at an SCP auction. This rookie is a pop of 952 in a PSA 5, while that previously mentioned PSA 10 is a pop of only 2. Up next at number 8 is this 1965 Topps Hank Aaron, card number 170. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $6,900. This price is up roughly $2,000 from what a PSA 9 of this card has been going for dating back to the fall of 2022. A PSA 10 of this card has not hit the market since December of 2018, where the last one sold at a memory lane auction for just short of $20,000. Graded over 5,000 times by PSA, this Hank Aaron is a pop of 106 in a PSA 9, compared to a pop of only 3 in a PSA 10. Coming in at number 7 is this 1955 Topps Jackie Robinson, card number 50. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $8,700. This price is within $900 of the 3 other PSA 8 comps I found of this card from 2023. The last PSA 9 of this 1955 Topps just sold for $90,000 at a heritage auction back in February, while a PSA 10 has not hit the market since all the way back in April of 2017, where the last one sold for $44,317 at a memory lane auction. This 1955 Topps Jackie Robinson is a pop of 208 in a PSA 8, 24 in a PSA 9, and that previously mentioned PSA 10 is a pop of only 1. Up next at number 6 is this 1921 W551 Babe Ruth. This was a PSA 6, and it sold for $10,800. This is the new record price for a PSA 6 of this hand-cut Babe Ruth, and also the first to break the 5-figure mark as well. The all-time record sale of this card is still held by a PSA 8 that sold for $23,857 on eBay back in September of 2022. The highest graded copy of this hand-cut card to ever hit the market is a PSA 9, but a PSA 9 has not hit the market since November of 2013, where the last one sold as an eBay Buy It Now for $9,500. Kicking off the top 5 of today's list is this 1909 T206 Ty Cobb Green Portrait. This was a PSA 2.5, and it sold for $12,600. This price is within $600 of the last PSA 2.5 that sold at a golden auction back in October of 2022. The highest graded copy of this green portrait to ever hit the market is a PSA 8, and the last one sold for $288,000 at a memory lane auction back in August of 2019. That price still holds the all-time record sale of this card in any grade by any grading company. Up next at number 4 is this 1934 Gaudi Lou Gehrig, card number 37. This was a PSA 4, and it sold for $13,200. While I did find 2 previous higher Buy It Now prices, this is the new record auction price for a PSA 4, looking through comps dating back to the early 2000s. The highest graded copy of this card to ever hit the market is still an SGC 10, and the last one sold for $167,300 at a heritage auction back in early 2016. This card has been graded 975 times by PSA, and a PSA 4 is a pop of 122. The PSA population reports are showing a pop of 3 and a PSA 9 for the 3 highest graded copies. Coming in at number 3 is this 1956 Topps Mickey Mantle, card number 135. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $15,000. This price lines up with the majority of PSA 8 comps I found from 2023, with only one outlier sale of $23,700 from back in May. The last PSA 9 of this card sold for $148,736 at a memory lane auction back in December of 2022, while a PSA 10 has not hit the market since May of 2017, where the last one sold for $360,000 at a heritage auction. This 56 Topps Mickey Mantle is a pop of 361 in a PSA 8, with 85 copies graded higher, including a pop of only 4 in a PSA 10. Up next at number 2 is this 1949 Bowman Jackie Robinson rookie, card number 50. This was a PSA 7, and it sold for $19,200. This price lines up with the 3 other PSA 7 comps I found of this card from 2023. The last PSA 8 sold for $36,000 at an RAA auction back in April, while the last PSA 9 of this rookie sold for $348,000 at the same RAA auction. This card is a pop of 136 in a PSA 7, with 151 copies graded higher, including a pop of 12 in a PSA 9 for the 12 highest graded copies in a PSA slab. And topping off today's list at number 1 is this 1956 Topps Gil Hodges card number 145. This was a PSA 10 and it sold for $20,400. This is the new record sale of this card in any grade by any grading company, and this card is also a pop of only 1 in a PSA 10. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.